29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What do you got to eat? Here, guys. Ooh. What's this say? I don't know. What's that say? I know, but I'm not gonna tell. I think it says it's good.
Conjecture Hoops contains all the presumptions, assumptions, and off-the-wall postulations a growing kid needs. Conjecture Hoops, a big bowl of bullshit. Saturday morning cartoons,
Now at night time.
mostly conjecture based on little knowledge.
Please welcome Max Headroom, Dell, Aria Blackness, and your most gracious host, Ben Motherfucking Jackson. Applause. Applause. Applause.
Man, that intro needs work, man. It needs updating. With the
So where's my bloody jingle, Max? I'm Batman.
I'll do you a jingle. I'll do you a jingle.
Yeah.
Rob, surely this is a better Batman.
And for that guy as well.
Yeah.
Say what?
Surely that's a better Batman, yeah.
Oh, that because of the face thing there.
Yeah, but you need the ears.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, I got a treat. I got a treat. Yeah, what?
No, I don't know.
I got a treat for you guys later. Oh yeah.
Oh, what are you going to show us this time, Rob?
Oh, just you wait. Easy, Tiger.
No, I want to know now.
I'm
Okay,
not
so I have to
bloody
switch the
telling you
stream
now. What, you mean like Commy Matt last night?
What?
That was...
You didn't get that then? Yeah,
Did you see the stream, Max, last night?
No, I didn't. Was this his
Battle Royale stream.
Oh, his Battle Royale stream. I thought it was his out thing to Krishna Kid.
Yeah.
What happened?
But he has this pre-made Hunger Games. It's Hunger Games, right? The game that he's playing. So he has this pre-made list that he spent hours putting the names on and the photos, and then they spend like 10-15 minutes on the stream going through the list, chatting about who's on it and all that, and it's like every CGI you can think of practically, and then they go to play the game and he hits like refresh or whatever on the page and they just all go.
Oh no! Fuck.
Yeah. Did you
I bet he was gutted, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had like 5 guys on the stream with him as well, and then when he comes back later on, like 2 hours later, everyone's gone. He's got Bristolian Dave with him and Piper and everyone else disappeared.
Oh, he only saw the first part. First part. So he actually did come back then.
He came back and he pulled it off, to be fair, and it was a lot of fun. And then I spent my morning screenshotting what Goose and my actions were, and then sending it to Goose so he could see it. And to give you the gist of it, Goose and I had a cuddle one night for love and warmth, and then I ran away afterwards. Shortly after that, I killed myself. Something must have happened that night.
I mean, I can imagine Goose having that effect.
Oh, well.
Clearly you don't agree.
I mean, like, once you've cuddled Goose, you're like, well, nothing could top that. See, and you thought I was going to say something negative about Goose, didn't you?
Well, Dave, how you doing, mate?
I thought you were going to say something phallic about Goose, but I'll leave that there.
So,
honk, honk.
So,
Dave, why don't you just jump on this stream and we'll call it a bargain bin? Let's go.
Yeah, come on, Dave. Get on, mate. You never come on. You bastard.
This is a total bargain bin takeover, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Speaking of intros, let's just splice the two together. We'll do it on like a Thursday and just like make it easier for ourselves.
Saturday morning bargain bin.
Yeah. Bargain bin.
We should do that
bin.
at Christmas and
Let's see what.
Have a crossover show.
Yeah, for sure. Why not, indeed? Let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair. He's old man, but please don't stare. All right. He's on the bargain bin.
You've started off now, Harry.
You know you've got the mute button.
He's the monster is taken over.
Yeah.
So, Batman comics. Do we all pick one that we like?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well,
Although
because you're the king of homework, I'm going to nominate that you go first.
Go on, Aria.
I don't want to go first.
Well, look, I want to ask, did either of you pick Joker?
No.
No.
Ah, okay. Did either of you pick Batman Damned?
No.
Oh, then I'm safe.
Interesting.
Okay, so have we done Joker and Damned then, Rob?
I haven't got Joker because Joker is like the prelude to Damned. And if you want, I mean, are we diving straight into this? Because we can do. Let me just show
you know the format of the show, Rob. We'll delve in and out of it like a piece of Swiss fucking cheese.
You mean like Jerry the Mouse?
Yeah, the structure is there is no structure, so
right.
Don't worry about it. What about you, Aria?
Yeah, what did you go for?
I've got one. It's a. I don't know whether it's a cheat or not, but
no, I don't. You can't cheat, mate. You can't cheat on this show.
Wait, what were you expecting to throw a 6 or something?
Shall I? Do you want me to tell you now, or do you want to leave it?
Yeah. Say, because it'll make me.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Amalgam Universe?
No.
Okay, I'll show you.
Is this Batman? Is this DC and Marvel?
In the 96.
Do you know what? I think I know what you're going to say, and I was going to choose it. And the reason why I didn't choose it, I thought I bet Aria does because it seemed like something that's your alley. Are you talking about Nightclaw?
Darkclaw.
Darkclaw, that's it.
Darkclaw, there.
No way! I called it.
Nice.
Right, let's have a little. There he is.
Go on, have a gander.
There he is.
Which, like 10-year-old me seeing this as like a reprint in like the bargain bins,
right?
Like lost my shit over this.
Yes, I've read this as well, Aria.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good take on the idea of crossing the two characters over.
I think.
What we're doing now is, even though I asked Rob to go first, we're now leapfrogging him because this is fine. Nostalgic. Sorry, Rob. I don't mean to.
No, it's all right. I don't mind. It's worth waiting for. It's worth waiting for. I tell you that.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm sure. Yeah. If I remember correctly, because I haven't read this since 1998, right? Isn't the bad guy a cross between Sabretooth and the Joker, and he's called the Hyena.
Hyena.
Yeah, what a great idea.
That's brilliant, right?
Yeah,
it matches so perfectly. You see, the two main characters, Darkclaw and Hyena, I think they are so good. And then everything else in the comic is absolute rubbish. But it pulls through on the strength of those two characters because Darkclaw is just so cool. Look at him. He's freaking... Look at his claws. They're like Wolverine's claws, but they got the Batarang cutouts in them. He looks like Spawn, in my opinion. Like he's got that.
He does. Yeah, it's very It's very, very, very 90s.
Yeah.
I remember that there's they do the pod scene, like the Wolverine pod scene in it, don't they? You know, when Wolverine, you'll see Wolverine in the pod full of water when he's just had the adamantium grafted to him, and he wakes. If I remember right, he wakes up next to another pod with a hyena in it, and then when he looks over, he sees the hyena's already awake in his pod, looking at him, and he's just doing that to him. There he is, yeah. And I always thought, like, that'd make an amazing film scene, like a really scary film scene.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, 100%. That's like look at the artistry of it as well. It's kind of weird how this is his head. It's a weird panel, but it's cool.
It's going on in his mind though, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. And then cut to this, which is the Wolverine story, but this is so creepy, right? This visual here. And
I'd love to see an animation of this.
He's essentially Logan. His name is Logan in this.
Is it Bruce Logan?
just Logan. And so he's essentially Wolverine living Bruce Wayne's life.
Yeah.
Got the powers of Wolverine, and then wears a costume like Batman.
Has he? I don't remember. Has his parents died like Bruce Wayne?
I don't think they specify, but it must be the case, right? Because he's just living Batman's life essentially, just as they call him Logan. So instead of being just being like the heir to loads of money, this time he's an artist. He's a famous artist, and that's where he gets his money from.
Right.
This is really cool. The fight, it opens up. This is the very first page. Opens up with this wicked artwork. And they're fighting in like a printing press. Like this is newspaper. Going through the reels there. And you can see Hyena there, which is like...
Yeah, there he is. It's cool.
Perfect two characters to mash up there.
Right. An underutilized one as well, because I remember thinking, fucking hell, this is a really good idea. Like it's... You know, when some ideas are just... you just know, like straight away, like, oh yeah, all of this works. It could easily be expanded on.
One point to that picture. Does that not just totally look like a ballerina stance?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
What are those legs doing? Like,
yeah.
For like big burly men, they've got very dainty pointed toes. Don't they?
No, yeah.
That's there's probably a bit of a Liefeld influence there, then, eh?
Probably not. He always feet.
He always does like really thin ankles and long pointy toes.
Oh, he actually does feet, does he?
Well, I mean, you can call them feet, but they're just shapes. I was brought up on Liefeld's artwork, so.
I mean,
I remember finding out that everybody didn't like him and thinking, "Oh fuck!" I thought he was brilliant. Like, I know, like he fired out loads of work over a very short period of time, and and there were just some discrepancies in the artwork, some of which you just don't notice when you're a kid. No, but like whatever issues he had with some of his work, like you can't deny that, like it just had that it just had punch, didn't it? Like it obviously worked because he was so popular at the time, and I think for the kids reading those comics that he was producing, it just spoke to him. It did for me.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't get the job if he wasn't popular, right?
Right.
He had enough comics.
Right. It's odd because, like, obviously, I bang on about it all the time. My favourite artist is Simon Bisley, but he's someone that doesn't stick to convention and character design. Everything's like overblown and massive, but he doesn't get the same criticism that Liefeld gets. So you can over accentuate certain parts of the body, and that's fine. But you can under accentuate other parts, and that's not. And I remember Bisley doing a Nightwing comic, and Nightwing's built like fucking Arnie. Like Nightwing's like supposed to be sort of slender, really, but like everyone just loved it. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, all right. Where were we? Darkclaw.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
That's his Robin. She's called Sparrow, but she's essentially just Jubilee from the X-Men, wearing Robin's spandex. Like I said, the character doesn't go any deeper than that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Robin washed it first.
This one's quite cool though. This is a mashup of Catwoman, I want to say Black Canary, and Carol Danvers, the current Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel.
Oh, so there's like 3 characters in there.
Yeah, hence why she's wearing, I think it's Black Canary. No, Huntress. That's the name. Huntress from DC's outfit. She's doing Catwoman's cat burglary thing, and she's blonde, and essentially the person inside is Carol Danvers. So weird. Like, these are Logan's paintings she's sussing out here, and then she finds this room, which he's really not doing a good job of keeping his identity secret if it's just in a closet.
Here's my Dark Claw stuff. Keep out.
That's cool. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the picture of Logan and Sabretooth in the war, but Sabretooth's got a huge grin on him.
Right. Sabretooth was a nutcase when he was in the forces with him.
Yeah.
They were in Birmingham.
Yeah. So that's when Darkclaw comes out of the shadows and confronts her, and then explains his origin to her. That would be really weird, right? Like, if you just met someone and they turn around, look away from you, and then they just start explaining their origin, and the story ends with you there in the room with them.
Oh, you're just like waiting at a bus. Is it a bus due? Yeah. By the way, I was born in a pod.
I like the mask as well. I think the mask is cool.
It's cool, yeah. I wonder who owns these characters now, because they were a joint thing of DC and Marvel, right? But they haven't done anything with them since the 90s. Like, who owns the rights to these? Like
50-50.
Yeah, you reckon?
50-50.
And then
I don't know. I have no idea. This is it. It would be an absolute nightmare trying to get a film of this together because of licensing rights, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Really cool artwork though. And then this is the next bit that's really cool. Darkclaw Adventure, the year after, which I haven't read, but I'll show you some of the visuals of this one, because I think
Batman
in a way
series, right?
Yeah, Batman animated series. I think in some ways this works better than the original comic. Like, look how iconic he looks there.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, it looks so good. There's really cool panels in this one. This is a good example here. That's a combination of Lady Deathstrike and Talia al Ghul. They call it Lady Talia, I think.
Yeah.
They like drop in, "You had a death strike," like drop it into the text there. And then let me see if I can zoom in a bit for this one. Here we go. This is like him fighting like a rogues gallery. Like, you can see who's a good example. That's
they're all crossovers, right?
Cyber. Yeah, they're all combos. Oh, there's Hyena, Joker, and thingy. I don't know who that is, but it looks like Green Goblin for some reason, but it wouldn't be Green Goblin. So there's Omega Red and someone, I assume. Some of them are like deep cuts, like you wouldn't know them from just looking at them. And I thought this was cool. His civilian outfit is his outfit from Days of Future Past.
Oh, I see.
So
very cool.
Yeah, that's Darkclaw, my sort of half legitimate Batman story.
No, that's legitimate. I think if you fold anything into the Batman aesthetic, odds are it's going to look quite good. But Wolverine's such a cool character anyway. It just works really, really well. They're both loners, and combining the powers is really good. I always liked it. We're talking offline, and I was telling the guys that when I was young, I gave up on drawing for a while, and I got rid of all my my artwork and gave away a lot of my comics. And this was one of the comics. And
Dude.
I know, and I can't remember anything about the book except for this story. I remember there was a cross between the Riddler and Kingpin, and he was called the Big Question.
Sounds like you standing outside McDonald's selling magazines for £1 a throw.
Right, and then I'm sure there was something in the back, and it was like all the characters crossed, but they were all animals as well.
Yeah,
it was kind of bizarre, but this one was like by far the best story.
This was like the stand-up one from the Amalgam comics,
right?
Just because I remember drawing him like probably around the time that I bought the comic. I bought it from the Works, right? The Works used to do these packet like 3 or 4 comic packs, right?
Right.
And for a while, the one like local to me at the time just had like copies and copies and copies of just the Amalgam issues. Like so I've got a few like doubles of some of the like more common ones like JLA and the X-Men combo thing. But yeah, so I found this when I was probably like, I don't know, 13, 14, and then I remember drawing him, but I drew his mask really fat. Like he'd sort of inflate. Yeah, fat man. So yeah,
great. No, that's a great choice, mate. You've hit me with some nostalgia though. You took me right back to like
nice
when I was 16. I proper enjoyed this.
Yeah,
nice one. Right,
you saw it, you guessed this one, so well done. You get a point.
No, I feel like there's a type of comic book that you resonate with, isn't there? And
I know the exact type of comic book. It is like one-off stories.
Yeah.
Crazy action like this.
Yeah,
crazy
yeah. I just felt like it would appeal to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nice. Hey, who's got the D?
You.
Welcome, Dave.
Hello. How's everyone?
Right, what's your Batman comic? Go.
Oh, not technically Batman, but related. Killing Joke. Yeah, would that do?
Yeah.
No, Batman villain.
Yeah,
Joker. Probably one of the best stories written.
Dave, does he kill him at the end or not?
I'm not going to give spoilers.
No, I mean, in your opinion,
have a good laugh about it.
Oh, in my opinion.
Yeah. Because some people say he doesn't. I think he does.
I think most likely.
I think he breaks his neck. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does.
Strangles him to death.
Yeah.
All I remember is they have a good laugh about it.
Yeah. Right, Rob. Oh, nice artwork.
Yeah. Let me show you this. It will blow your freaking socks off.
So remind me what this one's called again.
This is
Damned.
Batman Damned. Look at that.
Who's the artist?
The artist is a good question actually. Oh bloody hell, I've forgotten.
Brilliant.
It's a Spanish name. Ah shit, I've forgotten it. Berrejo. It's an American guy. It's either Italian or Spanish, and American.
Mexican.
I think it's Berrejo. I'll have to look it up. I was at a
some people
kind of like
is that traditional or digital art?
I think it's traditional drawn with digital inks.
That is fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit about my my introduction to this. About 2 weeks ago, I was at a lecture at the Cologne Comic House in Cologne. By a guy, very nice guy called Tilman Kurt, and he introduced 3 different comics, and this was one of them.
Right.
And he had like the PD, what do you call it? The PowerPoint, the digital projector, screen, etc. And I'm looking at that, and plus he's got the books as well. So he's handing them around so the people like listening can actually watch that, like look through them. I'm like, wow, that's absolutely fucking amazing. And I was really taken aback by this. You know, I just thought to myself, looking through this, and it's like the whole book is like 150 pages. Took him about 3 years to draw it.
Yeah.
Right.
I can imagine if it's all like that. Jesus.
Absolutely. I mean, this is photorealistic. I mean, check this out. Which Batman is this?
What, like which actor?
Yeah.
Clooney?
No, not Clooney. I wouldn't say so.
Affleck.
No.
Looks like Affleck.
Really?
I said Affleck.
Really? No, I've asked the question. To me, it looks like Michael Keaton.
You think it's Keaton? Yeah.
Well, it looks
what
like
the thing is, the thing, yeah, the face might, but the thing
The
that
chin,
the thing that alters it is that he's massive and Keaton's not like.
Yeah, and then
Huge,
Keaton's
yeah.
got nipples, right?
Right.
There's something you don't say every day.
I like
Keaton's
the,
got nipples, right?
I like the design of the suit. I think it's.
I know,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. I mean, it's
Cool, like
like,
you can see everything overlapping, like the
Yeah,
yeah, and all
It's not,
stitching.
it's
wow.
material. It's not like rubber.
Ah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love
Really-
this.
that's what I would have liked to have seen something like that in the film.
Yeah.
Instead of the same old black
This-
suit all the time.
This reminds me of. Do you guys remember Cobalt? Jake's book. Similar.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I see
the
that.
mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody ever took any notice until I put on the mask. Yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah, there's a similar. I'm sure there's a similar shot where he's fighting some geezers in an alley, and like
Yeah.
the guy at the top with the gun. I'm sure there's a similar shot there.
So I chose this picture especially. I mean, that's like such a cinema photographic kind of feel to it, isn't it? Like that's
Yeah.
beautiful artwork. Okay, so the story is right.
Correct.
No, the story's brilliant. The story's good. I like it. It's kind of like an alternative, and it shows like an alternative beginning to Batman as well. There are flashbacks
Oh right.
going back to, you know, him as a child. Some of the childhood pics are a little bit janky because, you know, like it's a kid, and you know, kids' heads are kind of like, but the art is still brilliant. But it just like you think, oh, that doesn't look so much like a kid.
Oh,
And
really?
basically, it's kind of flashbacks going back to Bruce Wayne's parents having arguments after an infidelity on the part of his father.
Right.
And there's the Enchantress, I think she's called, as she comes in, and she kind of plants this idea of him being the future Batman. And you know, you were talking about the feet. I mean, he's got combat boots.
Right.
I forgot to I think I forgot to put in. Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go. There's an actual foot.
There's an
that's
actual
cool.
foot.
Yeah, that's Enchantress, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, when I saw this, I just thought, wow.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
So these
It
are
pisses
the
me off because I know I'm never gonna. Some people are just amazing, aren't they?
yeah.
They're just fantastic. I like what he's done with the panels there. I've never thought about that. Like double
What's that then?
thickness. He's just got the
white border.
Yeah, the double border around the panels.
Well, it makes them
Because-
pop, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I can see. I'm assuming the reason he's done it is because everything on that is it's all the same shade of color, right?
Yeah.
It's separate. That's nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Cool. But these scenes as well. I mean, imagine this. This is a double spread.
It's amazing.
Imagine getting a book with that as a double spread. Wow. Woof. And I mean that most sincerely, folks. Woof.
Fucking. There he is.
Whoop. Hey.
Are you barking like a dog now, Rob? Is that
Yeah, totally. And again, this. I mean, he's got a different suit this time, more like a chainmail
Yeah, I like that as well.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that
yeah.
drawn or is that like a texture?
Well,
Like this-
this is. I guess this would be drawn. I don't know because
It could just be a texture for time saving, like because I mean,
Well,
Could
if
be,
it took
could
3
be.
years.
yeah. Oh, there you go. There, check out those boots. You would not want to be on the receiving end of those, my buddy.
No,
Hell
Oh,
no.
when
I
I
like
do
it. He's a little bit military looking, isn't he?
Yeah. This is just absolutely beautiful.
he looks like he's wearing
Oh,
one of
look
those
at
old timey police raincoats.
I like
All right, yeah.
particularly with Batman and Superman. Like I think I prefer like the tweaked alternate versions of the stories compared to like an ongoing sandbox sort of story where you have to like continually sort of stick to canon. I think those ones, like the little alterations, make for more interesting story. Like what they did with the Joker when they sort of allude that they may or may not be brothers.
All right.
I like that. I thought that was a lovely little sort.
Yeah. Oh, I put this in just because I know, but like it's not here. I know Buddha's a bit of a Doctor Who fan, and there's a little bit there where John
Blink
Constantine.
Angels.
Oh yeah. That's the point. John Constantine's in there, Swamp Man's in there, so you got some old favorites in here, right? And you got something that looks suspiciously like the Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the deal with those? Like, what are they in this story?
Part of the Enchantress. I'm not sure because I got to be honest. I don't exactly know the backstories, for example, of the Enchantress. So what her actual part in all this is, that I'm not so sure. Who else is there? Oh yeah, Dead Man's in this as well. But the way that Dead Man appears, and I don't know how he usually appears. Thing is, like I'm sure I've said before, I only read partially DC and Marvel when I was a kid. When you used to be able to get those comics on spinner racks, my direction is more 2000 AD, British humor comics, etc.
Sure.
So I only have like a passing knowledge on a lot of this stuff. Where was I going with that? I have no idea. In any case, yeah. So what the intention of the Enchantress is, I can only speculate, but that's what we're here for, right? Speculation.
Conjecture.
Check out Harley Quinn. Check out Harley Quinn dressed up as the Joker because she's pissed off because her main squeeze has been killed. Oh, did I mention the Joker's dead? Apparently.
No.
Yeah.
I like the look of Harley Quinn as well. I think she.
I know. Well, I thought you would. I think
she looks better like that, like more of a psycho than when she's like got the pigtails with the big hammer.
That looks like
that's really good.
Marilyn Monroe, right?
Yeah.
The hairstyle is Marilyn Monroe all over, and then she's like, "Let me unstrap you. It's gonna be a bumpy ride." And you're like, "Whoa! Oh yeah!"
The character designs in this are really, really well realized.
Say again,
looking at those scars, did she die at some point as well? Because that's what they do when they go through like the mortician.
Yeah.
They cut them open like that to have a look.
Oh
for
right,
yeah.
Maybe.
Dave's been watching Dexter too much.
Yeah.
Or Quincy MI.
Nah, it's just a weird porn fetish. So fine.
All right. Now this book exactly, or the comic series, not the book when it was released as a book, but the comic series had a bit of controversy. Do you want to guess what that is? I'll give you each one guess.
Was it to do with boobs? Was it a cover?
No, it wasn't to do with boobs. Okay. All right, Aria, you're on. Are you Googling?
No, I'm drawing.
All right.
Was it to do with the fact that they are depicting a woman mutilated?
No. Dave.
This ain't the Batwang book, is it?
Explain.
like
Oh.
the shadow of Bruce's penis.
Dun dun dun!
Oh, this is the
Oh.
penis book.
This is
Ah.
the penis book. Yeah, there you go. The
To be
Batman.
fair, it's really the artwork.
Yeah, and
Well,
there's the original, and there's
like,
the censored.
I
And,
don't
like,
I don't have an issue with. I remember everyone going kind of crazy with this at the time, but I don't have an issue with his knob being in it. I just like why?
Yeah, what purpose does it serve for the what literary purpose does the penis serve?
well, at least we know he's male. But
I mean,
also,
Is there any
you've got male genitalia. What?
Is there a lot of female nudity in it?
No, not at all. I mean, the closest you get to that is Harley
Who's that?
Quinn and a bit of kind of inside boob. You know, that's it, really.
It's
But
probably a bit
because-
of the writers being like, "Oh yeah, look, we show naked blokes instead of naked females, aren't we?"
But this is
Feminist.
part of the as I understand it, and I've done a bit of reading on this. This is DC trying to appeal to adults and bring it out as part of their Black Label range, right?
Right, but what the thing that appeals to adults isn't just
Cock.
yeah, or cock that isn't supported in any way by the story. Do you know what I mean?
when you say cock that isn't supported,
Well, there's no reason to see
Sorry,
cock.
Tom.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, no, for sure.
I have a pretty liberal view on that stuff with art and nudity and that. I just think if you're offended by nudity in art, you should probably just fucking grow up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the whole point of being an artist is drawing form and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But when with something like this, you just feel like they're trying to. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not offensive. It's just comical. It's just odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we looking at Bruce Wayne's cock?
Yeah. And why isn't it much bigger?
You'd expect it to be huge, right? There he is.
And if you're going to see it, I want to see his pubes in the shape of the cock.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
It's the
Bruce Wayne.
immaculation of Bruce
Oh,
Wayne.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I got something for later.
Oh,
Right.
brilliant.
Um.
Oh,
Well, then I put this in, but
The art went downhill after that page.
we can come back to this afterwards if you like. Hey, I've shown you mine, Max. You show me yours.
Will do.
All right.
Let me do the share screen thing. It's present now, isn't it?
It is.
Share
Oh
screen.
yeah.
Sounds
Please.
rude.
Please present for us.
Present. Right.
Have you got a present? Oh, go on. Oh, you got a present for me.
So I picked. I've gone on about this before, but I picked. Fucking hell. Where is it?
Ooh. You're blocked.
There we go. Arkham Asylum. Grant Morrison's
All right.
Arkham Asylum.
Nice.
This is still by far my favourite Batman book, and I'm pretty sure every sort of modern film version stems from this.
Right.
In one way or another.
Is it because it's dirty and gritty?
It's because it's filthy, dirty, and gritty. and of course, this is Dave McKean, the artist, who's a fucking genius, by the way. All of this is before Photoshop, but he manages to use everything from illustration, painting, photography. I mean, I even think. Let me just. You can see this, right? I'm not just.
Yeah.
I even think that his depiction of the Joker here, I think that's a model. Oops.
You mean like a photograph model or what?
I think it's a clay model that he made, and then
Right.
took a photo of it, and then went over it with the image with paints and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's either that or he's just fucking mastered lighting, right?
Yeah, or he's just incredible at it. But I just love the sort of introduction or the cross between comics and that fine art look.
Right.
I fucking love. I don't know what it is. It carries with it an atmosphere and a mood that is perfect for Batman. I think.
Right. Just wanted to put in at this point, Alex Ross. You know the name?
Yeah.
Like he does exactly the same. He makes like models of his
Oh,
characters. Really? Yeah. I follow him on. Where do I follow him? Twitter, Instagram, and he does the same. And you can tell. And on YouTube interviews, he'll talk about like he'll get like toys, like like superhero toys, and he'll use them for to see where the lighting is. Why the hell not? Why wouldn't you? Why?
Yeah, that is a great idea.
Yeah.
I just I really enjoy like when they play with like the rules of art. Like look at that one where the Joker's like clearly his head's like way too big.
Yeah, it's like very cartoony, isn't he?
Yeah, but it works like because he's obviously superimposing to the and he's in the story is if you've read the book, superimposing on there.
Sorry, I'm late. I was meditating to figure out how to self-manifest into the YouTube without anybody adding me to the stream themselves.
It was on the Twitter chat.
Yeah, I know, but I can't. For some reason I can't open my Twitter inbox on my PC anymore. So I was trying to copy it from my phone, and it wouldn't copy it. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, dude.
That's all right.
Yeah. Okay. We will keep an eye out for next time and copy it over to. Where can we copy it to you to?
We usually put it on WhatsApp. I just didn't think to do it this time.
Right,
actually, Rob, yeah, that was part of it. But actually, like I said, I can now self-manifest into the stream without anyone adding me. So it's it's actually not a problem anymore. But what I mean by that is that I just logged in as an administrator and entered the studio that way, and it worked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course you've got administrator.
Right. If it weren't for my being late today, I would have been the one sending the link. Anyways, sorry.
That's okay.
What's this Arkham Asylum then?
Yeah, we're just going through the genius that is Dave McKean, the artist.
Yeah, fucking Dave McKean is cool, and this book kicks ass.
Yeah, it's really good.
Hey, just want to check. Is that McKean with McKeeown? Is that him?
That's
I think it's McKeeaon. AOWN? I'm not sure now. You confused me.
Okay. Yeah, no, like I wanted to mention Mike Mignola later.
I don't think there's an O in it. Did you say O? I think it's McKeean.
Yeah,
Ben.
I do know an artist, but you go. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Ben, you've read this, haven't you?
Yeah, I've read this.
Is this supposed to be Clayface? I could never get my head around it.
I don't think so because he's not really shaped that way. I don't know if I ever knew who this character was actually.
What makes you think Clayface?
He was just the only one I could think of that because he's talking about his flesh is rotten and falling off, and he tries
like a kind of golem.
Yeah, he tries to touch Batman, and then Batman breaks his leg.
That's nice.
Don't touch the Batman.
But I mean, obviously, if you've not read this book, the main crux of the story is that Batman is stuck in Arkham Asylum with everyone. But this is the first iteration before the game or anything like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this what the game is based on? This story?
Not
really.
Very,
very loose.
It's the same premise, but it isn't the same
story.
Not the same occurrences, right?
No, the book's much, much darker.
And Max, I don't think that's anybody. Just reading those panels right now again.
Yeah,
I think it's just an inmate,
right?
Like to give more atmosphere and like more of a heavy feeling. Let me close his curtains. I'm all glowy.
Yeah, you never really see much of Batman in this. He's always Like that's about as much of his face as you'll ever see. He's always completely in black, and I think McKean wanted to make him look like a beast or an animal, you know.
I like that, Max.
Yeah, so do I. I think it's fucking brilliant.
I think we need a character that's in between human and animal.
He's got those Tim Burton shoulder pads and all.
Right.
Like I think that the raw material is there in the collective subconscious of literature, because like think about how Dave McKean draws Batman, right? Think about how Kelly Jones draws Batman,
Right.
which it was a hard call for me not to show the Kelly Jones Doug Munch run of Batman, which I'd love to talk about on another occasion. But since we said favorite, my favorite is a different one. But what I was getting at, and I didn't mean to derail the conversation, I'll make this brief.
Okay.
But like what I was getting at was like these guys draw Batman like with impossible proportions and stuff like this, but it's not really impossible if you think of him as like an animal, as not human.
Yeah,
right?
A concept. He's just a shadowy concept.
So I think there's material there for us to exploit as a character of our own. That's not Batman, because I don't want to do a Batman ripoff, because I make fun of people that do that. But I think that's something that could be like an offshoot of a Batman prototype.
Yeah, you can take. I mean, the aesthetic of this book could be applied to. So say this page here. If I never told you it was a Batman book, and I was like, we think of something with a similar aesthetic. Okay, if I'd said, oh look, this is a book that they made in the 90s, and it was based on the film Seven, you'd believe me.
Right. I'd believe you. I'd probably think what part of I don't remember that part of Sandman, because I'm really familiar with Dave McKean because of Sandman.
Right. But he, you can make like a gothic, gritty.
Well, you can make a character that it's not just the shadow, right? That his body really contorts that way.
Yeah.
But a good guy, you know?
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun character. Anyways.
Yeah, and the ending to this spoiler is
La 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 la.
Oh, Robert.
I'm gonna spoil it for you because it's just the way it is.
It was a dream all along.
No, it's not a dream, but they've got at the beginning of the book, basically the Joker's done something and then had Batman come in to solve it under duress because he's got hostages. And when Batman's in there, he sees Two-Face, and what they're doing to Two-Face is they're trying to wean him off the idea that he can only make decisions with a coin.
Oh, so it's an intervention.
Yeah,
I remember this.
Yeah, and they swap his coin for I think they swap his coin, a dice, and then they swap the dice for a pack of cards.
A deck of cards, yeah.
Yeah, and then they basically the idea is that over time they subtly increase the amount of choices that he has, but it's not really working because like he does it with everything. So there's a scene where he needs a piss, and he's got a deck of cards to decide whether he should go for a piss or not, and he ends up pissing himself before
odds and evens.
Yeah, but in the end, he bypasses all of that, flicks the coin. And the coin says, let Batman out. So he says, let him out.
Alrighty. Yeah.
No, it's wicked, man. It's easily the coolest iteration of Two-Face that there is. Like,
it was such an enormous hit at the time as well. It made Grant Morrison and the artist, it made them millionaires. Yeah, and they never did anything together after that. Like, it's bizarre to me that you wouldn't be like, we need to do another two. Like, we need to do something else.
But think about,
I would love to have seen some form of follow up.
Think about like Alan Moore and what is it, Dave Gibbons, the illustrator of Watchmen.
Yeah,
that was a match made in heaven, and it doesn't mean that they could do anything else together, you know. I think it's more about the project than about them. They don't have what we have. You know, it's not the same connection.
I think the imagery and it might be because the story itself is smaller and tighter. I think the imagery and the story of Arkham Asylum is more well-rounded together than the imagery and story of Watchmen. And I think that might be because Watchmen's so massive.
I think they're both perfect for each other. Anyways, best version of Two-Face, hands down.
Yeah.
And Two-Face is my favorite Batman villain.
Oh, really?
Definitely.
I like Two-Face.
I do like that bit about the dice and the cards. I think that's clever.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. Well, Two-Face is underutilized in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
They only did it with Harvey Keitel, and he was just the fucking Joker, basically. But they could do something really good with him.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was a little bit. I mean, I hate to say disappointed because I love that movie, but that wasn't that's not my. You know, I don't think that's the best representation of Two-Face that you could do in a movie.
Yeah,
not by a long
thought
stretch.
maybe Christopher Nolan was going to get there, but he kind of killed him pretty quick.
Well, I feel like they never gave him really his due, his status as a top villain. You know.
Yeah, he's supposed to turn into, as good as he is as a political advocate, he's supposed to turn into, you know, the equivalent of that as a gangster, isn't he? He's the big bad Harvey is the opposite.
If I'm not mistaken, he outlives. I might be wrong, so whatever. But I believe Two-Face started appearing in earlier comic books.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure about that. Why do I think that? But like the idea of this, I am sure of. This part, I am sure of. Two-Face was conceived originally as being like a foil for Batman because he's like the opposite.
Sure.
You know, he's not the creature of darkness that works for light. He's the creature of light because he's a lawyer that works for evil, right? And so he's like the flip in the inversion. And the whole point of his mask, because Batman's mask divides like this, right? You can see his mouth, so you never forget that he's human. And you see him speaking to you, and you can read his mouth body language. But you can't see his eyes, because you can't know who he really is. But Two-Face is a totally different thing. His face is split like this.
Yeah, he's two separate people.
So sometimes when you're looking at him, you're like, dude, this is just a human being like me. And sometimes when you're looking at him, you're like, this is a monster.
My God, I have created a monster.
But my point is, the Joker like kind of eclipsed him, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone has the idea of the Joker as being the opposite or the inversion of Batman. But I mean, Two-Face was meant to be, at least when they invented him.
They're both the opposite, but like in different formats. Because one's the Joker is chaos and order, and Two-Face is just dark and light, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Ooh, and I really enjoy yeah, man. Like if not the best villain, like he's the second best villain under Joker, easy. And I've always never got why they never really went for it with him. Maybe they don't understand the character properly.
The same reason that people get fixated on one album of a band they like and never hear another one.
It's just interesting that you use it. Like I've never really liked the Penguin that much for a villain, and they've put him in quite a few times. Like Two-Face is way better.
I don't know if this is the first time, but I just found out 1975 in The Joker #1.
Yeah.
The premiere issue subjected Two-Face, Harvey Dent, to the Joker's double jeopardy after criminal Senor Alvarez broke Dent out of Arkham Asylum to help him steal a priceless coin collection of Spanish doubloons.
In other words, Two-Face precedes just Joker by quite a lot.
Possibly. I don't know. I'm going to have to double check on that.
Two-Face could be older than the Joker then.
You know what?
Well, I mean, the Joker was in the 60s. Was the Joker in the 60s show for the Batman TV show?
In the Adam West one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not. It's not as if he's like
He that Joker was like if I ever get a chance to illustrate a Batman book, which I probably never will, if I ever do the Joker, I will illustrate him the way he is in the Adam West series, because the Joker in that series has a moustache, but he paints over the moustache with the white makeup, but it makes him look so much more like scary.
right.
He's like terrifying.
It's like Kenny Everett as Cupid's son with the beard.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's so bizarre.
All right, so Harvey Dent, right? Two-Face, was created by Bob Kane and first appeared in Detective Comics August 1942.
August 1942.
August 1942. 1942.
Oh, see, that even precedes Batman. By the way,
No, it doesn't. No, Batman is 1937.
No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't precede the existence of the character in DC Comics. It does precede the title called Batman.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
It began in 1948.
I see what you're saying there. Yeah,
so it definitely precedes the Joker, because the Joker premiered in this book.
There you go. 1940, April 25th.
Boom.
The debut issue of the comic book Batman in 1940.
Look, I'm Batman.
Well, for those of you who don't understand, 1940.
1940.
1940.
For those of you who don't understand that, 1940.
1940.
For those of you who don't understand, now at night time.
Yeah.
Now at nighttime. You see, it's different times in different places.
Yeah.
Max, do something with this in post-production where every time my fist is taking up the whole screen, make me big.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you ought to do. There you go. Oh, all right, fair enough.
So because now I'm not Batman. It doesn't work.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I wanted to say.
We can still do it. We can still do it. Every time my fist is big, then it says pow, bam, and it's with the Batman music, right?
Okay,
I'm running.
Slicing hands.
Boof. So yeah, slicing hands. No. Biff. Baff. Boom. There. That's all.
Okay,
That's all I
I'll
want
do
to
it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Thanks.
Did you hear about Dick Grayson? Who was it who played Dick Grayson in the TV show?
Oh, Mickey from Rocky. I forget the actor's name.
No, that was him.
Yeah.
No, Rocky, you're a bum.
No. He played the Penguin. I'm getting confused. He played the Penguin.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I just want to say, hey, I ain't no bum.
Oh, why? What about?
Okay, no, because whoever played Robin, right? They were like up in arms about him having basically having a bit of a bulge in his pants. Oh, wow! I see what you did there.
Oh, well,
nice.
Arts and Crafts Day, my friend.
Arts and Crafts Day, excellent.
So he had a hard on at one point.
Well, no. It's just apparently he's got a bit of a big willy, and like parents were all like, ooh. So they actually talked him into taking some kind of chemical castration to like shrink the size. Oh, it wasn't his willy; it was his balls, wasn't it? They wanted to shrink the size of his balls.
It was. They wanted him to like stay looking and sounding like a young man. So.
Well, that may have been the official, but apparently, according to an interview with Adam West, then they just didn't want his wedding tackle to be so prominent.
He just had his bollocks were just too massive, so they wanted him to take drugs to reduce his bollocks.
Yeah. Well, he actually took them for a while as well. Bloody hell!
Yeah, man.
Nah, crazy.
Well, like
until Adam West found out and went batshit.
All right, Rob. Now you.
Robin to the batshit.
That's funny, dude.
It's tragically funny. Hi.
Good.
High five.
I don't ever get it.
Could
I
you
knew you'd do
imagine,
that.
like, the conversation in your mind to take those fucking drugs? Because you'd have to be like, well, I get to be Robin, and
Yeah.
and then the other part of your brain is like, you just worked for 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude. Fuck.
I don't know.
Bizarre. There's a documentary on the Adam West show, and like the amount of shagging that those two did was incredible.
What are we talking about now?
Adam West and the guy that played Robin.
They shagged.
Red Ward.
No, they didn't shag. They shagged other people.
Oh, they didn't shag each other.
They didn't shag each other. I mean, they may have done, but there was a lot of cocaine and shagging on set as well.
Oh right, all right.
Yeah.
'Cause every time I see the Adam West version of Batman, I think of the ambiguously gay duo.
Yeah, I don't think they were.
That's hilarious.
I don't
It's
think they were
dude,
there.
brilliant.
Dude, you know what it is? It's camouflage.
Yeah.
Because you know how these like jellyfish like pretend to be female by hunching up and stuff like that to get
That's
like
cool.
away from the alpha jellyfish that would eat them, and then
That's
they're
cool.
like,
That's
"Hey,
called being
I'm
a-
another male," while
That's called
he's
a
over
sneaky
another
fucker.
female. It's called a sneaky fucker, and they literally fuck.
Yeah. That is
I had a
true.
joke this week.
So
that,
they're not gay; they're sneaky fuckers.
Sneaky
a,
fuckers.
a Russian is trying to escape Russia because of the Ukraine war. And so he sees a nun just about to cross over the border. He's like, sister, I am trying to get out of Russia. So I know it's like Dracula, isn't it? I'm trying to get out of Russia. Can I hide under your habit? Anyway, so she's like, oh yes, quick, hurry. So hides under the habit, like goes across the border out of Russia and to freedom, to Kazakhstan, I think it is. Anyway, so over the border, the Russian comes out from underneath the habit, says, oh, sister, you are, oh, thank you, you have saved my life. And if I may say so as well, you have beautiful legs. And she says, if you'd have looked a bit higher, you would have seen the balls as well.
Wow.
Because he's also
This is the actor that played
disguised
Robin
as a
when he grew up.
nun trying to get out of Russia.
These are his escapades, disguised himself as a nun, helping people out of the former Soviet Union.
No,
So,
trying to get himself out.
Do we have another getting himself out? Do we have any more Batman books? Do we have time to talk about another one? Or should we make this a two-parter and just
Yeah,
next
we
week
can talk about another one.
let's do another one?
Who's got one?
Who's up? How many have you done?
3.
3.
Shit, that's so many.
Yeah, you missed out, buddy.
More than 2, right?
You catch the rewatch. It's bloody good.
One more than 2. No. I gotta be here for another. Buddha, do yours. What about Dave? Where's Bristol? Is Bristolian Dave? Bristolian Dave's here? Bristolian
Yeah,
Brave?
I'm here.
What have we talked about so far?
Arkham Asylum.
Batman Damned.
What was it? Nightclaw.
Darklaw.
Darklaw. And Batman Damned.
And
What
Adam
is-
West's big balls.
What is
And Adam West's
Darklaw? No, is
massive
Darklaw the
fucking-
mix of Wolverine and is that Arya's favorite?
Yeah.
He's
Yes!
a well-informed young man, isn't he?
I know my team. That's what it is.
Dude.
I guessed it as well, mate. I guessed it as well.
Hell yeah.
Did
That's
you
awesome.
guess? Did you think I would choose something like Batman Damned, though?
Well, isn't that the one
Uh,
you mentioned 2 weeks ago?
Maybe.
I
That's
thought
probably, yeah.
Adam West Batman would be more your speed, Rob.
Well, I knew you were I knew you were doing Batman Dance because you showed it to me on Monday. And
Ah!
didn't know.
And I had to like
Talking of sneaky fuckers.
I had to be like, please, madam, your balls are showing.
I like that
bring
one.
it
I
all
like
together.
Batman Damned. I might check that out.
Oh, do
Yeah.
it. It's worth it. It's worth it just for the art.
So,
Just for the
So-
penis.
Batman Damned, do they release it now with penis or without penis?
no,
Yeah,
no,
they
it's a
rem- they
three-part
remo-
story. It's a
They
three-part
removed
story.
no, they removed the penis, didn't they?
Did you show the penis on camera?
I did.
They,
Yeah, I did.
they did a
Not
reprint.
mine. Not mine.
Yeah.
We have we
But
have
do they
to make it-
still do a with penis version now? Like,
I
is
want
that
us
still-
to keep,
It goes for more money.
I
Yeah.
want us to
Yes,
continue
for
to
sure.
do things that would get us strikes.
Reprints are all blacked out.
Because once we get a strike, that's how we know that YouTube is actually aware of our distance.
I think we might need over 1,000 followers before that happens.
Well, then we have nothing to worry about.
You should have seen the amalgam penis. It was way hairy and 3 claws came out of the end of it.
That's hilarious.
Dave jumped in at the last minute, so I don't know that Dave actually has a Batman comic.
I have
to show.
fuck all prepared. I jumped in because I was listening and I thought, I might like to laugh every now and again.
No, that's all right. Well, should I go or should Dave or should Buddha go?
You go.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a student by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It shall be very, very fair that you shall be the one.
Ben, you go.
Actually, it landed on Jim.
Did me.
It landed on Jim.
So, oh fuck! Wait a minute. I have to find where I put my CBZs real quick.
I didn't prepare any CBZs, so it'll just be me talking about my pick.
Yeah, you do your pick.
Talk about you said pick, right?
Well, yeah. I'm intrigued what Ben's is. Usually there's a lot of
I'll show it.
crossover with-
I'll show it at the end of at the end of the stream, and they'll talk about it next week. And that way, people will stay to the end of the video, maybe, or skip to the end, which is just as good, really, for the algorithm.
Someone needs to show something before I fucking commit suicide.
I've still got stuff to show, but I
I
want
don't give
to
a
let
fuck.
these guys.
Someone show something.
Mine's already showed, but I want to wait for these guys. Listen, okay, show mine.
Open with.
You got it. You got it.
Oh, it won't fucking let me open this.
Yay! Okay. So what we got here? Batman is 85 years old this year.
Wow. Almost
85. 1937 in was it Detective Comics? No, Adventure Comics. Detective Comics. And this is what he looked like. I mean, those ears, those sticky out ears. But it's like really amazing. Why am I trying to scroll that and it's the wrong hand scrolling the Dinks Bumps?
Oh, my hand!
What? I have no idea what that meant. Yeah. So like,
that's what it says there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right
like,
hand.
but like, it's really cool. Like how janky some of these sketches were from this time. It's like amazing that
He should be less worried about his hand and more worried about the fact that his head is on the wrong way around.
For sure. And of course it was the Bat-Man.
Is Batman carrying like a monkey wrench?
That's a monkey wrench, yeah, because he's trying to get out of a glass gas chamber. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is from the first ever Batman strip from 1937, right?
Really?
Yes. And what
He looks like a teacher.
Finis. Yeah.
No, that looks like the cape from Batman Damned, like the way it's drawn there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh,
Bruce
yeah,
Wayne returns home to his room. A little later, his door slowly opens and reveals its occupant. If the commissioner could see his young friend now, he'd be amazed to learn that he is the Bat-Man.
The Bat-Man.
The Bat-Man.
Okay. And that is great. It's great. Bruce Wayne.
Whoa.
Is a nice. Whoa. Is that okay? All right then. All right then. Back to Ben.
Is this Ben's?
This is my favorite Batman book of all time.
Is that Leafield?
It's Batman No Man's Land, and this is an entirely story-based selection. So I mean, the art in here is fine, but like art is not the main reason this is a good book.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Sure.
Have you guys heard of this?
No. Man's Land.
No man's land. All right, so let's just take a look at who it is. I doubt we even recognize the names, right? I mean, I don't think I've read anything by any of them, or seen
That's
their
a
drawing.
huge team, isn't it?
Hang on, is there
Yeah.
someone there just called Bat?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Was that Wayne?
Unless it's Wayne Falkerbat.
What are you talking about? Where does it say bat?
BATT.
B-A-T-T under Wayne Foucher or Fouker.
Bat. What the fuck is that? Well, I want to meet that guy because I tell you what, he's a pretty important part of the Batman creative team.
Yeah.
He's the one that gives the bat, right? They couldn't do it without him.
Supplies all the bat.
He puts the man in bat.
Yeah.
So this is a massive fucking story. These are only the first 2 volumes, and there's like 6, I think.
Okay.
It's basically a Batman universe worldwide ongoing saga in which Gotham City is completely cut off from the rest of the United States. So this is post Cataclysm. There's like, I never read that because like it's just like a preamble to this that they wrote it. I don't know. I think they wrote it first. Actually, it's not a prequel, but like, who gives a shit? They knew that about this premise, and so they were like, "Oh, we got to fill in like the lead up." But it's not. It doesn't seem very interesting as far as I'm concerned. But this story is fantastic. Gotham City is blocked off. Right? You are now leaving the United States. Holy smoke balls! How thrilling would it be to read that sign? Right? Like sometimes I dream about.
I don't know. Have you been to Mexico?
Bro, you don't understand. I've been to real places like Mexico and Canada and Colombia and France, but you don't know what it's like to go to a place that's literally a lawless fucking chaos zone, right? Now there's places like that in the world, dude. And sometimes I get the hankering and I'm just like, I could just fuck off, go to fucking, I'm not gonna say where, and walk across the fucking border and go to Venezuela and become like a warlord. I could like sell like things that you can make money selling and do fine, dude. And like just see what the fuck it's like. See what it's like that there's no consequences to your actions. I'm not talking about all of Venezuela. Don't get your parents in a bunch, but you know what I'm talking about. And like just see what happens. And so they're like flying over it in a helicopter, sending it, like dropping in supplies because they can't even go in. So it's like, okay, you know what the third world is like in like fucking conflict zones where you don't know if you're gonna survive. What if that happened in the United States? And that's this book, if that makes sense as a premise.
Yeah. Cool.
It sounds like Escape from New York.
If it had
mixed
like
with
a
Under
real,
the Dome.
Right. But if it was more of like a realistic tone.
All right. Cool.
That's a good
Which
idea.
I'm into.
Batman crossed with Escape from New York.
Hell yeah, dude. That's this book. And it's really cool because it integrates every character and it does it one by one. So it's not like we've talked about this before, how we have this issue where there's like these crossovers or these like universe spanning events where it's like all these characters are involved and they do fuck all, right?
Yeah.
So you see all this happens in DC all the time. You see Green Lantern, Firestorm, Animal Man, what the fuck, and they don't do anything, right? But they all have to be involved because it's a big deal. I hate that shit. I like this kind of book because it's not that big, right? You got to get the balance right. You can't have too few characters. You can't have too many. And this is the perfect balance because it's like all these different Batman villains and all these different Batman allies. And that's all, right? Superman makes one appearance in one issue and then fucks off, literally. So, and it's almost like get out of here. We don't want you. This is a Batman story, not a Justice League story, you know? And I love that because Superman's cool and everything, but it's much more interesting when he's not involved because he's too powerful.
Okay. And I can see this is 206 pages, and that's just one part of this?
One of 6, and then 7 is like a little like quota at the end.
Okay. Wow.
It's massive. It's massive.
When this, do you know when this originally came out in like monthly comic book form? How long did that take?
Oh, I have no idea because I bought this entire thing in one go. I bought the entire set and I just devoured it because I think I bought or someone may have lent me, or maybe I pirated it, but that's okay to say because I don't do that anymore, obviously. And that was many years ago, statute of limitations. So I probably pirated one because I was like trying to find a Batman book that was interesting, and I like tried to check. I tried a few different ones to see what I actually wanted to read, and I really liked the premise, especially because I live in Bogota, where it's not like no man's land. It's not like parts of Africa or Venezuela or North Korea. It's not like that.
We just want to say to our African viewers that, you know, it's only
parts of what the fuck. And but it is crazy. Like you can get away with doing crimes here, I think, more easily than
double parking, jaywalking,
murder, rape, extortion, money laundering.
It is so much easier to be evil.
I'm not even kidding, dude. So like here we have the Penguin.
I can't believe he had that set up.
He knows what he's fucking doing, man. So like here we have the Penguin, right? I mean, you were talking about how like the Two-Face is a more interesting and better character than the Penguin, and so is the Joker, and I agree. Because like the Penguin isn't good to go head to head with Batman as like his equal, but the Penguin is good to exist in that world as like a Tony Soprano. You know what I mean? Like to show the fun mechanisms of how organized crime works, right? And so this is kind of like speculative fiction. It really is almost like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi short story collection, which is my other favorite thing to read. Because like here we have Two-Face in a different setting. You know, what would happen? Penguin. So it really is speculative. It's like you speculate what would the Penguin be like if Gotham City was cut off from the entirety of the United States, and no one could get in, no one could get out. How would that change the dynamics of the underworld, right? Yeah. And so he has all of these like goods that people have traded him or that have come in from like rescue missions or whatever. The point is he's got all the shit. So like he's auctioning it off, right? What will you give me for an apple? Because no one's eaten like good ass food in ages because you can't get groceries, bro. Think about that. I'll give you 5 gallons of gasoline for an apple. I'll give you my girl for a night, a fur coat, right? A 20-carat diamond sold. And then he takes a bite out of it because fuck you. How heavy is that, dude? Can you imagine you never get to eat fruit again in your life? Dude, imagine, close your eyes. You never get to eat a piece of fruit again.
Dude.
What the fuck, dude? So that's cool. And then like they introduced the villain.
Go back. This is fucking great stuff.
I mean, it's all great stuff. We could spend a month talking about this. But like,
yes, let's.
So is Batman still living in Gotham City? Or
so that's
does he have
cool
to
thing.
go and infiltrate it?
He can't really leave, can he? Because it's kind of like under the dome.
Well, that's the cool thing, because there's like a period. Great question. Because there's a period before he appears.
Okay.
Because like one of the reasons, and like something I keep saying like a 14-year-old girl or something like.
I don't know what that's like.
It's just American fucking lack of fucking taste.
Brit state as well.
Okay, fine. Then I won't self-hate. What was I saying? There's a part of this story before Batman appears, right? So like the beginning of this story is like this preamble of chaotic hell, where there's this like question of like, is Batman gonna fucking do something, or like is he here? Is he dead? Did he leave? What's going on? Because you have to remember, like, not just Batman, or I shouldn't say you have to remember, but this is made clear in the narration. It's not only Batman whose whereabouts are unknown. Everybody's in the dark here. You don't even know, as a survivor, day to day, trying to stay alive, you don't even know who's in the city and who isn't, as far as big players, right?
Okay.
So, like, there's speculation, and people wonder, like, is Batman protecting a different part of the city and he hasn't got here yet, or like, what the fuck? So nobody knows, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Gotham TV series?
I did not.
I didn't.
Okay.
Buddha did, though, didn't you, Buddha?
Yes, the first season and a half.
Right. Okay. Well, spoilers. Sort of towards the end of the show, like there's this whole bit where like the whole city gets cut off, and it's kind of like the whole thing you're talking about, Ben, where like they're figuring out who's actually in the city, which big players are taking over. So I feel like maybe they took a little bit from this for that.
Yeah, I would say they did, and that doesn't necessarily mean that show is an adaptation of this book, because I don't think that it is. But they definitely
before Batman was actually Batman,
right?
Well, I was going to say that the bridge
point
there. Oh, sorry.
Just one point. I promise I won't go on too long. But like, there's an interesting thing about Batman as a shared intellectual property, is that there are concepts that, if they're collaborated on by enough people, like this one, they become part of the Batman intellectual property. So it's not like the writer of this book can be like, you can't use that for Gotham because that's my idea, because it's nobody's idea. It belongs to Batman.
Well, it belongs to DC as well.
Correct. So that's why they were able to do that, Dave. Anyways, what were you going to say, Buddha?
I was going to say the blown up bridge there, that has to be an inspiration for The Dark Knight Rises. So they totally use that concept in that film for cutting off Gotham from the mainland.
That's right. Yeah, they do.
You say that it's like a 7-volume story arc, because I always thought that as an idea, it didn't really fit into one film. I always thought that would have made a great TV show. That whole concept of a city cut off from
because there's
the rest of the United States.
Because there's way too much that could happen as a result of that, right?
Yeah.
Which is why it was a really smart idea to hire so many people to come up with ideas,
right?
And because it's easy to sew them all together like a quilt.
Look, just to let you know, I googled it. Okay, have a guess. How many monthly issues this story spanned over?
Oh Jesus, 220.
No, Max, go.
50.
Okay, Ben. Jim was 50. Okay, Aria.
45.
No.
What did Max say?
Okay, so hang on a sec. Jim said 50, higher. Ben said 200, lower.
Okay.
Dave.
100.
Lower.
75.
Max. Ooh, higher.
Higher than 75.
85.
Lower.
80.
It was 80 months. 80 monthly issues. How crazy is that? For one story
200 is
arc.
way too big. Yeah, I like that because
arc. Yeah,
it occurs to me
that's like 7.5 years.
Yeah,
it occurs to me that Starman is 80 volumes, and Starman is definitely in 240 issue parts, and Batman No Man's Land isn't exactly, but you could think of it that way. So it feels like 40 is the perfect number for an ongoing story, and then 80 if you really want to be ambitious.
Okay. Yeah, of course. 7.5 years of monthly issues. Wow.
That's an epic story.
That is an epic story.
See, people say the word epic too much and they don't mean it.
No, for
I'm
sure.
Not in my underwear, by the way. I'm wearing shorts.
Dude, those are epic shorts.
But no, I always thought there was so much you could do with that concept.
Yeah.
Like of a city cut off from the mainland America. You know, because you're dealing with, you know, a sort of rogue state almost when you have that as a scenario, you know.
Exactly.
It's like America and Cuba. All of a sudden, there's so much there's so many places you could go.
That's why it's so impactful. Sorry, when it says you are
fine.
now leaving the United States, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like this is a different country. Like this is this used to be the United States. You see, it's in chaos now, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're like the majority of the people here are in the UK, right? Ben's in a minority. What most people don't really know is that back in the 70s, the government at that time was seriously considering plans to let Liverpool go, to say that Liverpool was a lost cause because of like infrastructure problems. No,
That's
really,
badass.
that is what the absolute fuck. And I don't swear. I don't swear too much online on streams, but what the absolute fuck. And
so partly the echoes of that are still in the culture of Liverpool, because they often say not English but Scouser, don't they?
Yeah.
Paddy the Baddy says it. Paddy the Baddy says it all the time. Not English.
I like to
Scouser.
think of Liverpool as your Texas.
I don't know, there are other places that might be,
because like they really that with gun control, etc. That's a little bit different.
No, I know they're not.
There was a shooting in Liverpool a few months ago, and they were like that. The residents of Liverpool were like, "Not in my fucking town."
Yeah, I know that they're not conservatives, but they do have like a why are we even fucking here? And like that. I've never been there. I don't know. I'm just going by what I've heard from people I've met. But fuck, dude, I think that I'm really glad you brought that up, because I think that's more relevant now than ever. Because like, boys and girls, the western counties of Oregon are forcing a vote to secede from Oregon State to become part of whatever the state bordering them on the west is. I think
Canada?
No, sir. The state bordering them on the west, on the east. Excuse me.
All right then. Okay.
Which is
on the east.
Oregon.
East.
I want to say Oregon. I'm talking about Oregon.
You're talking about Oregon. So
gentlemen, I'm going to have to love you and leave you, unfortunately.
No! Hang on a second. Let me do that in slow-mo. No. Oh, okay.
It's unfortunate because that was really interesting to me. But,
well, let's just do this.
Let's
carry on.
This week.
Yeah, let's carry on next week talking about No Man's Land, and then from No Man's Land we'll go to Buddha's book.
That'll be good, because I've prepared a book, but I haven't prepared any imagery. So
there you go. That gives you another week.
Part 2 next week. Then,
and Dave, you can tell us the most popular Batman book from Bristol if you want to.
Batman does Bristol.
Plus, I've got something else I want to talk about. So yeah.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. And I'll bye.
Oh shit! Yo, Mo Biggs.
If anybody wants to join my drinking game, I don't know if you noticed, but every time that Ben said like or Buddha said like, I was like taking sips. So check that out in the
rewatch. Yourself, Rob.
No, there's no things in the chat.
That's amazing. I love that Mo's here. He's like one of the funniest people to have like on your stream, like in the chat and stuff like that. So big up, Mo. I hope you come by again. I'm really glad. I'm really glad to see you here. And Derek Clay too. Hail, buddy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right then.
All right. Play the.
Hey, where's my jingle?
I'll do you a fucking jingle. What do you mean? Would you want me to make you a jingle?
Yeah, for me and Aria. Yeah, we want a jingle. Aria, do you want a jingle?
I'm in the jingle.
Are you?
Yeah. He's evil.
He's in the jingle.
Oh, yeah, you said the masters of the universe.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna.
All
right, listen up, because I've already approved this by the higher authority that is the Shroom himself. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the little portion of the jingle, which includes Rob, and we're gonna do the little portion of the jingle, which includes Buddha, and we're gonna make you two compete. We'll do like a quiz show or something, and whoever wins gets put in the jingle, and the other one has to wait a little while.
The other one has to suck the other one's balls.
Quiz show, you say?
I'm gonna do you
yeah,
one. What we're gonna
if you
do
fancy.
because
the
show
You're going down, Rob.
is like we never know who's going to be on.
Right.
I'm going to take that off the end of the beginning sequence, but we're going to keep each individual ones. And when someone says something funny, I'm going to play it.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. We will do that, but we'll also make them compete and then do like 1 or 2 weeks where there's a jingle with one of them and not the other. Just because I like petty competition.
Sounds like a lot of work for Max.
If we compete, could we have the music to the arena in Star Trek?
I've already done one of you. Yeah.
I don't think that's a difficult edit at all. Like I ask him to, I'm always asking him to do things for me, but this one I don't think is a hard to ask.
No. I've already got one of Buddha. I've got a good idea for one for Rob as well.
There you go.
Okay then. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.
Show's over.
Take it easy.
Bye.
As we've just seen, drugs make your problems go away. So make it the best day possible. Remember, it's drugs that counts. Take one and take a chance.
Saturday morning cartoons, mostly conjecture based on little knowledge.